Yes, indeed. B Marsh Boxing back at it with another breakdown and prediction. Even on vacation, I'm still working for you guys. So I'm here, man, giving you another breakdown and prediction for this fight we got coming up, February 23rd, out of UK, London, England. We got James Degale versus Chris Eubank Jr. This is a very good fight, man. I would say it's a crossroads fight, no question about it, you know. Both guys need to win badly. They need to win badly, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who needs it more than the other, but James DeGale, he himself said, look, if I can't beat this guy, I might as well retire. And I'm with him on that one, you know. James DeGale, man, he's been around for a while, you know what I mean? Gold medals in the Olympics, you know what I mean? He's achieved super middleweight championships twice, been in unification fights, you know what I mean? You know, James DeGale's done it all at super middleweight except unify and become lineal champ. You know what I mean? I think he knows at this stage of his career, those dreams of trying to become that are probably behind him because look who's at super middleweight. You know what I mean? We got David Benavidez, who's a champion in recess. I don't know why. Why you should be a champion in recess after using cocaine? Beats me. But you got Yildirim and Darrell, the dog Darrell. That's a 50-50 fight right there for the man James DeGale. I think the dog will get through the Yildirim guy. I think he will. You know what I'm saying? I'm positive he will. And he himself will become a two-time champion, WBC super middleweight champion. But James DeGale, man, at this stage of his career, he's looking for the big fights, you know what I mean? And I don't blame him. You check it. Because at this stage of his career, there's a lot of top dogs at 168. Who else you got? WBO champ. You have the guy, what's his name? You got Zudo Ramirez, WBA champ. You got, to me, the baddest dude in the division, and Callum Smith. What other belts left? What is it? IBF? Is it IBF? Yeah, Caleb Plant, who just beat Uskatagi, or Uskategui, however you say it. You know what I mean? So, Shiz Biz, what's happening, big man? Thanks for coming through, man. Just doing a little breakdown and prediction for a fight I'm actually very much anticipating and looking forward to from the day it was signed. Now, this fight's going to be pay-per-view over there in the UK, ITV box office, but in the United States, it's going to be on Showtime. I'm not going to say free because you already know you got to pay a subscription to have Showtime on your TV. You check it. So let's get into it, man. I think James DeGale, he's going to have to box his best fight of his life. You know what I mean? That James DeGale who showed up versus Caleb Truex in both fights, he can't beat this a hungry Eubank Jr. You know what I mean? Because one thing Eubank Jr. doesn't lack is confidence. You check it. That's one thing he does not lack is confidence. No matter how garbage he might look or might be a cold bum on any given night when he does, get up in them step-up fights. You know what I'm saying? But the man does not lack confidence, and I think it's because of his pops, you know what I mean? And not necessarily like because his pops be doing the talking for him. It's also the confidence that his pops exuded himself, you know what I mean? The man, Chris Eubank Jr., Sr., excuse me, was a very confident fellow, you know what I mean? One of the best super middleweights ever, and I think that's why the man, Eubank Jr., he's now competing. He competes at super middleweight, you know what I mean? Trying to follow in the steps of his father, you know what I'm saying? He tried his luck at 160, but it wasn't cutting it, you know what I mean? He's what we call a tweener. He's an in-between guy. He could fight at 160 or 168. So the man, James DeGale, he got to be pivoting, got to circle to his right the whole time, you know what I'm saying? He got to stay out of the man, Chris Eubank Jr.'s Hadouken punches, you know what I mean? Those uppercuts he throws from his ankles, you know what I'm saying? He's got to box a complete fight. He got to look at a lot of film like Gazlov, what you call him, like, what's that fight? Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean? How Billy Joe Saunders, at least for the first half, was outboxing Chris Eubank Jr., you know what I mean? And I also got to give Chris Eubank Jr. a lot of credit in that fight for coming back and making that fight competitive. Because look at a guy like, what's that guy's name from Canada? David Lemieux. He barely touched the man, Billy Joe Saunders. But again, we don't know if Billy Joe Saunders wasn't using steroids or some nasal spray that could help him with his stamina. We don't know because he's been carb busted before, so who knows what he was doing before that? You know what I mean? So I think the man James Degale, he got to revert back to his boxing skill set, like how he fought guys like what's that guy's name? The Dog's brother, the Matrix, Andre Durrell, you know what I mean? Or Lucian Bute. You check it. Those are the best fights, in my opinion, for James Degale as far as him looking on a world class level. You know what I mean? If James Degale is lackadaisical, laying on the ropes like he has in many fights, and he does have stamina issues, man. His stamina issues are terrible. Unlike Eubank Sr., who, in my opinion, has good stamina, at least in the later rounds, he will be there. You know what I mean? He's going to bring the pain or bring the pressure to an opponent. He did the same with what's his name? Even though I thought he lost plenty of rounds, what's the guy's name? George Groves. You check it. At least Chris Eubank Jr. was there till the end of the fight and messed up that man George Groves' shoulder, you know what I'm saying? So the guy has no quit in him, you know what I mean? Might not be a world-class talent, but he has no quit in him. Might not be the most coachable guy or one to, take a lot of advice from a trainer, but he will be there for 12 rounds, you know what I mean? And James Degale better be prepared for that. So James Degale has to box the best fight of his life, basically, at this stage of his career. It's not the best opponent on his resume, no, but where he stands right now, after going through all them wars with guys like Badu Jack, Caleb Truex, even the Matrix, man. The Matrix, James Degale put him on the canvas twice, but the Matrix came on strong in them later rounds. Even Porky Medina, man, he gave that man James Degale some work. When James Degale is laying on the ropes, trying to fight off the ropes, that's not where he wants to be with a guy like Chris Eubank Sr. Jr. because Chris Eubank Jr. doesn't have a lot of rhyme and rhythm to the way he fights. And I think that the man Chris Eubank Jr., he could eventually hurt the man. Whether it's James Degale, just laying on the ropes and not taking this guy seriously, or just basically, his rough, crude style. You know what I mean? He's a crude, rough and rugged operator. You know what I mean? Who's not really much of a technician. The best fight I've ever seen from Chris Eubank Jr. was when he fought Arthur Abraham. But we gotta take it for what it's worth. Arthur Abraham at that point of his career had lost to guys like Zuda Ramirez. He's an older guy who's been through a lot of fights, 4 fights with Stieglitz, 5 guys like Andre Ward, Edison Miranda, the Carl Froch, Jermaine Taylor, the man, Arthur Abraham, man, he's fought a lot of dudes, you know what I mean? So at this stage of his career, or at that stage when Eubank Jr. fought him and beat him, I predicted him to win that fight, and sure enough, he did in the same fashion that I thought he would, But against guys like George Groves, he had no chance, man, because at the end of the day, skills pay the bills, and that's what George Groves brought to the table. But I think that the man James Degale has one more fight left in him, you know what I mean? I don't think he's going to let a kid with like an amateur background, not even an extensive amateur background, but still primitive amateur skills, beat him, you know what I mean? I just can't see it, you know what I mean? Some people think James Degale is totally done. Maybe they think highly of the man Eubank Sr. Well, he's got to prove it to me because every big fight I've seen him fight, man, he's come up short, you know what I mean? Some fights, he left it all on the line versus what's his name? Billy Joe Saunders, but how long ago was that? We talking about like 2014, you know what I mean? We talking about 2019 now. And has Chris Eubank Jr. improved since then? To me, no, not really. James Degale has to outbox a guy. He'll have to go to the body, throw them vicious uppercuts that he was known for. You know what I'm saying? And he's got to avoid big shots, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Him being the southpaw fighter, you check it, he's going to have to circle to his right. He's going to have to circle to his right, you know what I'm saying, doing some bob and weaving, you know what I'm saying, clinch when he has to, you know what I'm saying, bob and weave, you know what I'm saying, set some traps, fake right, and throw that left hand straight down the pipe. 1-2s, body shots, and left hooks and uppercuts. That's what James Degale is going to have to bring to the table. Chris Eubank Jr., on the other hand, he himself, he's gonna have to technically, if he tries to outbox the man Degale, he's gonna lose every round. I mean, he's going to have to be a rough and rugged operator. You know what I mean? He's going to have to go look at film from guys like Badu Jack or even Caleb Truex in the first fight, how James DeGale was on the ropes for the majority of the rounds. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, I think this fight will be a close fight still because Chris Eubank Jr., I think he's got the heart to finish 12 rounds and not lay down. But I think that the man James DeGale will probably win this fight via split decision. He's going to win on points, but barely. You know what I mean? I think he's going to win probably 7 rounds to 5. I'm saying might win 6 rounds to 6. Might have a knockdown in the process. You know what I mean? To give him the edge. You know what I mean? But I do think it'll be a close, very competitive fight, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Shizbiz in the chat says DeGale gonna take Eubanks Jr. to school. That's what I see myself. I do see him taking him to school if he outboxes him, and this guy tries to box for DeGale. But at the end of the day, James DeGale's stamina issues is what's going to make this fight close, man. I think Chris Eubank Jr. is going to run away with the majority of the later rounds. B March Boxer, let me know what y'all think about this fight. Let me know who you guys think going to win this fight, and let me know how, whether it's on points, whether it's via KO, stoppage. I see this fight going via decision and a split decision, maybe a majority decision. You know what I mean? If it's a unanimous decision, it'll go to Eubank, but it'll go to DeGale, but there might be some controversy in that decision. B Marsh, let me know what y'all think about this breakdown and prediction, and I'm out of here. Big up to Shizbiz. Thanks for coming through. Peace.